Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the woods. There's a quote that I want to share with all of you. A quote that has been said by a holy man and leader of Lakota tribe, Sitting Bull. Behold, the spring has come. The earth has received the embrace of the sun, and we shall soon see the result of that love. Every seed is awakened, and so has all animal life. It is through this mysterious power that we too have our being, and we therefore yield to our neighbors, even our animal neighbors, the same right as ourselves to inhabit this land. How meaningful these words were at that time and still are today. Words that come from a man who lives along with nature, with his own people. That kind of life where men always walked along with nature, not against it, like we see in our modern society. I know that getting back to that type of lifestyle is impossible for several reasons, but even a small step towards it, it will be a great win for all of us. What do you think about this matter? Let me know in the comment. I was walking in a new area and I've stumbled upon this beautiful plant that has been used for several purposes in the history. It's called heather or Calluna vulgaris. Heather has a long history of medicinal use in a folk medicine. It's a good urinary antiseptic and diuretic, disinfecting the urinary tract and mildly increasing urine production. The flowering shoots are antiseptic, astringent, depurative, and vasoconstrictor. The dried branches are a good fuel, and the bark is a source of tannin. I'm not a wild edible expert, I'm just sharing what I've studied through the classes that I attended and the books I read. So if I said something wrong, please let me know in the comment. We are here to share and learn together. It's one of the reasons that brought me to start this channel. Thank you guys. Let's get back to the main topic. Today I'm gonna show you my Woodsman Pack. It contains all the 10 C's plus a more evolved sleeping system. It's actually my go-to for the most part of my adventures. No matter if we are talking about 1 or 2 days or, 8 to 10 days. This is the pack and the type of kit that I will go for if I'm staying below the tree line. Over the tree line, that's another story, and maybe another video. What do you think, people? Would you like to see a loadout of my mountaineer pack? Let me know. Heading now to another location where I will have all the space and the silence to show you my Woodsman Kit. Let's go. Here's my Salvora M. It's the medium size of the Yukari family. It's my favorite pack in the 30 liters range. This pack has been with me during my 12-day solo trip in Sweden, where I had to have everything with me for all 12 days. It's been pretty challenging, but it did the job flawlessly. I have to say that this pack becomes quite uncomfortable if it's overloaded, like every pack on the market, of course. But hey, I had to carry all the food and all the gear that I needed for 12 days. So here's what's inside my pack. Silky Gunboy 240 and of course a Wonder tactical knife. I usually switch between the Lynx and my lovely Smilodon. Tarred twisted nylon twine that is called bank line, number 36. Here's a small pouch that I usually have attached on my belt. It contains a spool of bank line, my pre-made ridgeline, a ferro rod, a piece of fat wood, and my big lighter. I usually carry the last 5 pieces of kit in my pocket, because for me there's a huge difference between the survival mentality and the survival kit mentality. My Nightcore HC33 1000 lumens. Headlamps will always be my go-to in order to light my adventures. Some Nightcore spare batteries. My Pathfinder titanium Canteen cooking set. Definitely way more lighter than I thought. My Pathfinder titanium folding skillet. It's a great packable option and a good option to have during my longer trips. Some titanium tent stakes. Good for setting up your tarp. I also use them during my pole mapping sessions. The Atlawa Adventures book made with stone paper, very helpful to record my memories, my thoughts, some designs, and where I record all the navigation data that I take with my Sunto MC2. Don't worry if you are missing something, I will leave all the links in the description. My Pathfinder sturdy square tarp, definitely recommend it. I always carry an emergency space blanket. You can use it as a tarp. I often use it to protect myself from the ground. This is my Climbing Static V. It's a lightweight camping pad. I think I have it since 3-4 years, and I also slept on the bare ground. It's sturdy and very comfortable. My medikit. I always suggest to carry what we really know how to use only. It doesn't make any sense to carry some super duper tactical medicine stuff, not having the knowledge to use it. Last but not least, my Poncho Tarp made by Bushcraft Outfitters. My Holy Grail, which is my favorite filtration device. And my big bed stove from Sabora. Here's the entire setup that I often carry. The only thing is missing is my wool blanket or my sleeping bag, just because the weather is becoming too warm for both. It took me years to create a setup like this. I always wanted a setup that was enough good to enjoy more nature without getting crazy because I was carrying too much stuff and not knowing where that stuff was, because that's what happened to all of us at the start. We collect tons of gear that we like more than we need, and we put everything in the pack and we go to the woods, because being in nature is what matters the most. And for the same reason, we should create a very functional and simple setup that helps that process. I'm sure that we all prefer to spend time around the fire, talking with our friends, or listening to the fire cracking, or maybe study animal tracks or new plants and their use instead of trying to figure out how to use the gear we brought with us. It takes time and dedication, I know, but it's part of the process that leads to freedom. Freedom to don't think about anything but enjoying what nature is. The best school where we can learn, practice and share. As you can see by the video, all the gear just fills the 50% of the pack, which means you have the rest of the space to store food and clothes according to how many days you are going to spend in the forest. I truly hope that this video has been helpful to you. And please feel free to ask for everything you want to know in the comment. I'm glad to be helpful. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you guys for being here once again. Take care.